In Health Check tonight, the CDC has a new warning about salmonella from small turtles, this time because of an outbreak that has now reached 11 states. 4 of the 26 people who are sickened so far are in Pennsylvania. 9 of the sick have had to be hospitalized. It's illegal to sell small turtles as pets because of their link to many illnesses, especially in children.
Welcome back, Turtleholics. You may have heard that turtles can carry salmonella, and if you're wondering how common it is, how it spreads, and how to know if your turtle has salmonella, this video is for you. I'm going to answer all of these things in this video, and I'll even test my turtle for salmonella. Let's get into it. Let's start with a quick overview of salmonella. Salmonella is a genus of bacteria that, when ingested, can cause an illness called salmonellosis, which can cause diarrhea, fever, and even abdominal cramps in humans. Now, in most healthy individuals, salmonellosis will resolve itself in a couple of days and you'll be fine. However, for people that are younger or immune compromised, kind of like COVID, it can affect you a lot worse and lead to more serious conditions. So that's why it is important to stay away from salmonella if you can. So, do turtles carry salmonella? The answer is yes. Like many reptiles, turtles are known for carrying salmonella, and a recent study actually showed that around 23% of turtles out in the wild were carrying salmonella. And there were some interesting findings in that study. For example, it found that salmonella was more prevalent in young juvenile turtles compared to adult turtles, and it also found that bottom-dwelling species like musk turtles were more likely to have salmonella compared to sliders and painted turtles. Because turtles are known for carrying salmonella, there is actually a federal ban on the sale of turtles under 4 inches. So that's why you might have heard of the 4-inch rule, and basically that is to help curb the spread of salmonella. And there's actually some states that have stricter laws. So there are some states that require the vendor to actually certify that the turtle does not have salmonella, and there's actually 2 states, North Carolina and South Dakota, that have completely banned the sale of pet turtles completely. So now let's talk about how salmonella spreads. So among turtles, usually it's within their feces or even their skin or scales, and so it can be spread through water, through soil, and of course just contact from one turtle to the other. And since salmonella is so common in turtles, their body has actually been able to adapt to basically fight off the virus in a sense that when they have salmonella, they rarely ever show signs. So it's not necessarily detrimental to their health, but it actually makes it easier to spread because it's really hard to know if a turtle has salmonella or not. Now let's talk about how salmonella spreads from turtles to humans. Now, like I mentioned, salmonella usually comes out of the turtle in their feces, but it can also spread or come off of their skin or their shell. So since turtles live in water, that basically means any part of their tank could be contaminated if the turtle has salmonella. So that goes for the water, the substrate, the filters, even their basking platform. If they have salmonella, it could easily spread onto those surfaces. So if your turtle touched one of those surfaces and then a couple hours later you touch that surface, the salmonella still could be there, so it could end up on you if you're not careful. And while it can be a serious illness, it is important to note that while turtles spreading salmonella probably could make the news, it's really not one of the top 3, 4, or even 5 most common ways that humans get salmonella. According to the CDC, it's way more common to get salmonella from things like eggs, dairy, uncooked meat, and even fruits and vegetables. But even if turtles aren't the most common spreader of salmonella, there are a couple steps you should take if you have a pet turtle to make sure that you and the people around your turtle are safe. Now, the best way to keep yourself safe from salmonella is to always wash your hand with soap and water whenever you touch your turtle or anything inside their tanks. And salmonella can spread through surfaces. If you touch their water, if you touch their filter, their basking platform, always make sure that you wash your hands with soap and water after. And also just be smart. Even if you wash your hands afterwards, you probably don't want to be cooking a Thanksgiving meal by hand right after just to stay safe. And also, salmonella is not the only bacteria that you can get from your turtle. So even if they don't have salmonella, it's always good practice to have good hygiene and to wash your hands with soap and water whenever you touch anything in or around their tank. Another suggestion, if you're cleaning your turtle's poop or maybe their scoots, always use a net. Make sure to not touch that with your bare hands. Along with, always washing your hands, try to not put your hands anywhere near your face, your mouth, or your eyes after handling a turtle, because obviously that's another way that it can spread. And while young kids or babies, can be around turtles, you want to keep a really close eye on them, just because obviously babies or toddlers are known for putting their hands in their mouth. So if you do have a toddler, if they do touch your turtle, just keep a really close eye on them and make sure that they wash their hands immediately after. And while turtles are cute animals, they're not dogs, so you should never kiss them or put your face anywhere near them. Also, it's worth noting that turtles are more likely to shed salmonella when they are living in bad conditions. So if a turtle has salmonella, it has salmonella, but the rate at which they're basically like pooping out salmonella is really dependent like on their mood. So if they're living in very dirty water or like a very small tank, they might actually release more salmonella. So that's just another reminder, you should be doing this anyways, but you really want to make sure that your turtle has proper filtration, proper size, and that you're doing regular water changes just to make sure that your turtle is happy and healthy, and to make sure that they're not shedding salmonella if they happen to have it. So now for my favorite part of the video, I'm actually going to be giving a salmonella test to Penny. Hopefully she doesn't have it. If she does have salmonella, it's not the end of the world, but I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride. Let's do it. So it's actually pretty similar to a COVID test, so it gives me a little bit of PTSD, takes me back to 2020 and 2021, but basically I'm just gonna take this swab out, I'm gonna swab the water, and then I'm gonna try to swab some of Penny's like skin, and then we're gonna put it into the tester. First, I'm gonna get a swab of the water here. Hopefully Penny doesn't try to eat it before I get the swab, but all right, we got that. Now let's take it onto her skin. She's probably gonna try to bite it, but just wanna make sure I can get as much of her skin as possible. All right, we're gonna put her back. And now I'm gonna put this inside of the little mixer tube. Spin this around. All right, so now I'm gonna take the swab out of this solution. I'm gonna take a sample here. And then the last step is going to be to put the liquid here on the sample. So instead of do 3 drips, 1, 2, 3, one more for good measure. All right, so now we wait. And basically, if it's positive, then there's gonna be 2 lines. And then if there's no salmonella, there's only gonna be 1. So now we wait 5 minutes and I'll be right back. It's been 5 minutes, it's officially time to check on the test. As a reminder, if there's 1 line, that means there is no salmonella present. If there are 2 lines, then we're in trouble. So Penny, I don't think she understands the gravity of the situation, but we are going to look. I'll let you guys see it first. Hopefully there's just 1 line. And yep, I don't know, yep, should be pretty clear, but looks like there is just 1 line, which means there is no salmonella, and I have a healthy, happy turtle. And this is the test that I used. I'll put a link in the description below from Amazon where you can get it too. It worked well for me, so if you want to test your turtle for salmonella, I do recommend it. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you learned more about salmonella and how it pertains to pet turtles and how to keep you and your turtles safe. If you have any other ideas for another video, let me know down in the comments. And with that, me and Penny will see you on the next one.